There is a specific kind of emptiness that no amount of success can fill. You can hit every target, earn the promotion, buy the house, collect the admiration of strangers online, and still lie awake at night with a hollow question echoing in your chest. Is this it? Is this what my life is actually for? Most people try to answer that emptiness by chasing more. More money, more status, more comfort, more attention. They turn inward, building their entire existence around a single question: what can I get for myself today? And the harder they optimize for their own pleasure, the emptier they seem to become. Nearly 2,000 years ago, the most powerful man on earth faced this same emptiness. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire. He commanded legions, controlled the treasury, and could have anything he desired with a single word. Yet every morning in a private journal, never meant to be published, he reminded himself of one uncomfortable truth. A life lived only for yourself is a life lived against your own nature. In his personal notes, which we now call the Meditations, Marcus returned again and again to the idea of duty. Not duty as a grim burden, but duty as the precise activity for which a human being was built. He believed that neglecting your duty to others was not just a moral failing, it was a form of slow self-destruction. From his writings, we can draw 4 clear rules for building a life that actually means something. Master these 4 rules, and that hollow question will finally have an answer. The first rule is this: you are not a separate individual. You are a limb of a single living body. We are taught from childhood to see ourselves as isolated units, each person a self-contained island competing against every other island for scarce resources. Marcus rejected this completely. He saw humanity as one organism, and each person as an organ or a limb within it. In Book 6 of the Meditations, he wrote, "What does not benefit the hive is no benefit to the bee." Sit with the weight of that sentence. A bee that hoards honey for itself while the hive collapses has not won anything. When the hive dies, the bee dies with it. Its private success is meaningless because its life was never truly separate from the whole. You are the same. Your wealth means nothing in a society that has rotted. Your comfort is fragile in a community that has abandoned one another. When you act only for yourself at the expense of the people around you, you are like a hand trying to strangle the body it belongs to. Marcus understood that the moment you cut yourself off from others, you become like a severed limb lying useless on the ground, cut off from the very life that sustained you. Your first duty, then, is to remember that your good and the good of others are not enemies. They are the same thing. The second rule follows directly from the first. Your proper work as a human being is to be useful to other people. Every creature has a function. The vine exists to bear grapes. The horse exists to run. And a human being, Marcus argued, exists to act with reason on behalf of others. In Book 8, he wrote, "A man's joy is to do what is proper to man, and man's proper work is kindness to his fellow man." This reframes everything. We usually think happiness comes from receiving a gift, a compliment, a comfort, a reward. Marcus says the opposite. The deepest human joy comes from doing the work you were designed to do. And that work is kindness. Not passive, sentimental kindness, but the active, sometimes difficult labor of being genuinely useful to the people in your life. But Marcus was no naive idealist. He knew that people are frustrating, ungrateful, and often cruel. So he gave himself a stark instruction in the same book. Men have come into the world for the sake of one another. Either instruct them then, or bear with them. Notice there is no third option. He does not permit himself to hate them, to withdraw from them, or to write them off. When someone acts badly, you have exactly two duties. Teach them if you can, and patiently endure them if you cannot. Your work is never to abandon the human project. Your work is to keep contributing to it, even when it is hard. The third rule transforms duty from a heavy obligation into a source of energy. Serving others is not a burden. It is the very thing that gives life its rest. Most of us treat our responsibilities to others as a tax we pay, so we can finally get to the good part, the part where we relax and do what we actually want. Marcus saw this as backwards. For him, moving from one act of service to the next was not the price of a good life. It was the good life. In Book 6, he wrote, "Rejoice and set up your rest in one thing, to pass from act to act of fellowship, keeping the divine in remembrance." Read that again. He does not say, find your rest in a holiday, in wealth, or in escape. He says, set up your rest in the continuous flow of doing good for others. The peace he is describing is not the peace of stopping. It is the peace of finally doing what you were built to do, without resistance. Think about the last time you were completely absorbed in helping someone you loved, or building something that would outlast you. You likely forgot to be anxious. You forgot to be bored. The restless, grasping part of your mind went quiet. That silence is not a coincidence. That is the feeling of a human being operating correctly. Duty, done wholeheartedly, is where the exhausting search for meaning finally comes to rest. And the fourth rule gives your daily effort a cosmic weight. Whether you realize it or not, you are already part of something larger. The only choice is whether you join it consciously. Marcus looked at the entire world and saw not chaos, but cooperation. Every person, every creature, every event was contributing to a single unfolding whole. In Book 6, he made this striking observation. We are all working together to a single end, some consciously and with understanding, some without knowledge of what they do. This is a profound and freeing idea. You are already woven into the fabric of the whole. The farmer who grows your food, the stranger who built the road you drive on, the teacher who shaped the mind that later shaped yours. None of them worked in isolation. The question Marcus poses is not whether you will contribute. You already do, simply by existing. The question is whether you will do it blindly, stumbling through your days resentful and asleep, or consciously with understanding and intention. To live with duty is to wake up inside this vast collaboration and choose your part on purpose. It is to stop asking what the universe owes you and start asking what you are here to add. The person who does this stops feeling like a random accident and starts feeling like a necessary thread in something immense. Here's what makes Marcus Aurelius so remarkable. He was not a philosopher who wrote about duty from a comfortable study. He was an emperor who wrote these words in army tents on the frozen frontier, exhausted, grieving lost children, surrounded by plague and war. He had every excuse to serve only himself. Instead, he spent his reign in service, and he wrote the Meditations not for fame, but as a private discipline to remind himself night after night to keep showing up for other people when every part of him wanted to quit. This is the point most of us miss. Marcus did not feel like doing his duty any more than you do. He was not a man of endless enthusiasm. He was a tired human being who chose again and again to act for the good of the whole anyway. His greatness was not in his feelings, It was in his decisions. And that is available to you. You do not need to feel inspired. You do not need to be an emperor. You only need to decide today that your life will be measured by what you contribute, not by what you accumulate. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for your phone, before the noise of the day begins, try what Marcus did. Ask yourself one question. What good work can I do for others today? You are a limb of the whole, so seek the good of the whole. Your proper work is kindness, so be useful. Your rest is found in fellowship, so stop treating service as a burden. And you are already part of something vast, so choose your part consciously. The emptiness you feel is not a sign that you need more for yourself. It is a signal that you were built to pour yourself out, and you have been holding back. A meaningful life was never hiding in what you could get. It was waiting the entire time in what you were willing to give. If this gave you something worth carrying into tomorrow, subscribe to Stoic Mind, leave a like, and tell us in the comments which of Marcus Aurelius's 4 rules you needed to hear most. Until next time, stay steadfast.